ESL. In that case, it's almost impossible. The only thing that they may have if they're close to the city will be during the evenings. No? Sometimes you have an evening class. Because, for instance, Costi in Toronto, they have opened a program and they call they charge $150 per person per course. And the course is likely for 2 months or something like that, which is something that is payable for anybody. Visitors can go there, you know, work permit people, whatever. Non-status, they go and say, I don't have a status, but here is 150, and they can join. And if they have an NGO that is advocating for them, they can reduce the price and all the stuff. But Costi is a huge organization, no, that have 35 different locations in only the greater Toronto area. You can imagine the capacity of absorb that they have in terms of cost. But if you are talking about here or my office or wherever, it's not possible to absorb that. Okay, individuals over 50 years age staying in Canada with visitor or work permit are allowed, no, to participate in ESL classes, not link, of course, up to 6 months or the duration of their work permit. So that's why, in terms of the live-in caregivers, for instance, we have a lot of programs or organizations that open programs Saturday afternoon, Sunday mornings, because it's the only time that they have to come and work. Training. Okay, again, for a fee. Some settlement organizations offer computer training, you know, basic keyboard skills and knowledge of English, but that's it. It's not other trainings that you may receive, which is a waste. You know why? Because if you do an assessment of the people that come and work in Canada as a temporary worker, they are not peasants. They are engineers. They are, you know, doctors. They are business people. Then they don't have a way to continue living in their country because the economic situation, and they decide to do it. So Costi have also this program, but it's very limited to computer and English, no? The settlement agencies. Why the settlement agencies don't they have a mandate to work with work permit people? So, do you know that? Well, the goal of a settlement organization is to settle people into Canada. So, temporary workers, the goal is the opposite. Don't settle the people here, send them back at the end of their program. So, Immigration Canada doesn't allow people to do many programs through the settlement organizations because they are not supposed to stay and live in Canada permanently. No? In their mandate state that they help temporary foreign workers. No? I did a search about how many organizations have in their mandate to do that. I didn't find anything. The problem is that happened at least in Toronto in a closed door policy. No? You know, they go, they open the curriculum, I am a temporary worker, close the door. And they help someone, but that is not recorded anywhere. So, and that is creating a vacuum because we don't have information about the work that settlement workers are doing to make clear to Immigration Canada that we need to open up to temporary workers. No? And the funding, we know the limitation for funding. So the agencies, settlement agencies are receiving CIC funding, are in a very tough situation to deal with that. So, in practice, only civil society agencies like us that we don't receive CIC funding for historical reasons. So, we do whatever we want, no problem. And we have statistics, and we go and discuss to CIC about temporary workers and whatever. But most of the people that are going to put at risk the situation of funding, so basically churches are doing a lot of work with temporary workers. For instance, in the Leamington area, the people that are bringing temporary workers and some of them are exploring temporary workers are Mennonites. And now the Mennonite church is taking a position, no, and saying, well, this is crazy. And they are offering English classes and different things for the workers, but as a more pastoral work than as a settlement work. This is the problem, no? The problem here is workers' rights, not an immigration status issue. But we haven't made the difference. And everything that is a violation in the workers' rights is settled by sending the person back because it doesn't have a permanent status. So, and that's a serious problem. I have the last one is what needs to be done.